Welcome back. Today I'm out here turkey hunting. I was out here 6-7 days ago. There was quite a few toms out here. Right at morning, I had one leave its roost and come in. But, of course, I forgot to turn my safety off like a rookie. So, hopefully we don't do that today. I have a clip of that. I'll show you that real quick. But there was quite a few other toms, so I mean, obviously he'll be back. These turkeys have been roosting in almost the exact same trees every day, so there's always a good chance, because I still got plenty of time before daylight, I can get in there. Hopefully they'll still be in the same trees, because if they're in the same trees, it's a really nice spot to set up, but we'll see. Well, that didn't work out. I ended up cycling around and then getting up here and doing some more calling. And I don't know if a hen came and checked me out. I did see one hen, but they started chirping again. And then the whole group just took off and flew. And they're roosted in the trees way over there now. There's probably 15, 20 turkeys. I don't know how many toms. Hard to call in a group like that. But I mean, I did have some hens come in, but they kind of like separated from the group when they came in. They didn't bring the whole group. I was hoping if a hen came in, the tom would follow, but it didn't. So, go check out some different spots, because obviously these birds aren't coming in now, especially because they're in the trees. Off in the distance. Back to my truck and change spots. And I just stopped here to try to see if I could get one to answer. Before I even made a call, one just answered over this hill, so I did glass up a moose and an elk up on the mountain too, so that's cool. But we'll see where this turkey is. I don't know exactly, so I'll get to this little rise and see if he'll gobble again and make a better play on him. Because he's kind of up and over, so it's really hard to tell. hopefully that was in frame enough. I was shooting through, I'll show you when I go down there, a lot of brush, but this turkey has been gobbling for like an hour and a half, and I have not been able to figure out where he was at. I started like, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile that way, and it was, he was gobbling by himself. He ended up actually having a hen with him, but I was just like glassing, and I was like, I'll listen for a little bit, see if I can hear anything at a good vantage point. And I could hear one way off in the distance, and I'm like, okay, so there's a turkey down there. So I got in the truck, drove, and I listened for a while, and he kept, every 2 to 3 minutes he'd gobble. So I drove, I don't know, 400, 500, 600 yards, something like that. Got out, listened for a while, and I could hear him still, but he was a little closer, and I'm like, okay, I'll just walk from here, because it's only, I was thinking like 400 or 500 yards, because it's fairly thick. So I walked 400 yards, listened for a while, and the whole time you're walking, you can just hear it. But you're walking, so you're making noise, you can't really hear great. And you walk 400, 600 yards, and you just listen for a while, and you hear it way off in the distance. You're like, man, I'm just not closing any distance. And the way this works, this is a big flat, and there's a couple little mounds in the middle. And I got up to one of those mounds, and I couldn't hear the turkey at all. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening. So I started walking back to the truck, and at this point I'm a ways from my truck. And I can hear him again. And I'm like, okay, so he's on the back side of that mound, and that sound's going over, but he's not, the sound's not hitting me, if that makes sense. So I got in the truck, drove around that mound, because there's a little piece of private on the mound, so you can't walk through it, but you can drive through it because of the road. And I pulled up to a gate, listened, and I'm like, okay, now I think I know where he's at. He's up on this top road. Drove to the next road, because it's actually not the road that I was parked at. Got out, walked up. He's flopping down there, but he's dead. Walked up the road, and he's gobbling down in the bottom. And I'm like, man, I have not been wrong this many times about where a turkey is for. I was probably like 6 or 7 times like, I know exactly where it's at. I get to that spot, and I'm like, he's just not there. I walked a complete circle around him, dropped down, and through this brush with my binoculars, I could see just a little bit of him and his beard. But it's so thick they can't see me. So I set up my decoy kind of right behind me, and just real lightly called for a little bit. And he just kept gobbling. And I mean, every time you made any noise, he'd gobble. And I'm like, he's gonna come in, even though he's got a hen. So just kept light calling. And that last time I called, and I'm like, oh, he's like right there. And I was just laying back, like laying down. See, I was just laying down with the gun rested on my knee. And right when he popped out, the camera's kind of to the right of me, so you can see a little better. Right when he popped out, he kind of like, something ain't right, so he went to turn, and that's when I shot him. But I did decide to get some actual, they're still not like TSS or anything, but they're actual turkey shot instead. Usually I just use like the same loads I use for ducks and geese, just because I'm cheap and don't like to buy expensive shells. I mean, those ones aren't expensive by the means. They were, $3 a shell instead of like the duck ones. A lot of times I'm like 50 cents a shell. So I'll go down there, grab him, and show you guys him. He's not a giant tom by any means, but he's a tom. So there was another one gobbling. I might go after him if I can figure out where he's at. With my luck, I will walk in circles around him again. He's not a bad tom. He's got a decent beard. I mean, it's probably right at 8-inch beard, 8.5-inch beard. Decent spurs. I mean, he's a 2-year-old bird probably. So, show you those a little closer. Some decent spurs. Well, okay spurs. This is probably a 2-year-old bird. But right at an 8-inch beard, if I had to guess. I'm happy with him. I don't know how much I'll stick around today. I might go home and cook him. My legs are still pretty tired, so I didn't necessarily want to do a ton of walking today. But I'll get him packed out. It's real nice. It's only like, 400 yards to the gate where I can drive my truck. So I'll walk him down, drop him, and then I'll walk the, 800-900 yards to my truck, go get my truck, and then come back. So I don't have to carry him all the way, because turkeys are heavy, even though I have a backpack, it's still not fun. So, well, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.